Hello, how are we all? I hope you're doing well today. I am in a different room today. I'm in my bedroom, so I can't wait to actually get my little office redecorated and finished outside, so that I've got a beautiful space to be able to give you these motivational readings every month. I hope that you loved the very first ever issue, I was going to say episode then, issue of SpiritSaid. How amazing that all of these incredible people have come together to be able to bring messages of hope and motivation and love and peace and unity. It's exactly what the world needs. So let's see what comes up for the month of April. My intention for this particular reading is to give you my intention is to give you the motivation to create changes that are going to take you towards your path of the most joy. We want to be in the path of least resistance at all times. And I just recorded a card reading actually for my personal community, and it was all based around health. So I don't want to do the same thing here, but I do want to give you some insights and some tools into how you can best motivate yourself this month, because we've been so suppressed for such a long time now. And I don't know about you, but you know, we're going into the month of April. We're in Aries season now. I'm an Aries. Aries is fire, it's passion, it's leadership. It's taking a stand, it's getting out there. And you know, we're coming out of hibernation now. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm coming out of hibernation. March for me really was a month of rest and rejuvenation, and now we're ready. We've got fire in our bellies, so let's go. Like, how can we begin to get motivated about things that bring us the most joy, and what message can we take forward into the month of April? So I'm really drawn to this pack of cards actually, which is a Rebecca Campbell Starseed Oracle. And yeah, so let's ask for the readers of SpiritSaid for a motivational message. Oh, there we go. Wow, okay, yeah. So a motivational message to take us through the month of April with our fire in our bellies and keep that burning. So what I really love about this card that just came out, it says lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. Leave that. Leave everything that has happened where it was. Start to question now. I hope you can hear my little girl going wild and playing with her toys in the background. But that's what we need to be more like, you know. She does not do anything that she does not want to do. As a mum, it is hugely frustrating, but I have to remind myself all the time, she's my daughter, and if I don't want to do something, I won't do it. And this is what this card is saying. You know, you've had such huge restrictions placed on your life for the last year. So many of us have had so much time to think about what we really love and what really brings us the most joy. Now is the time, I said at the beginning of this, to take you towards your path of joy, of the least resistance. The least resistance is letting go of anything that is no longer serving you. And we hear this be banded around so often: let go of what's not serving you. And people will think, oh, it's so much easier said than done. Listen, I will share with you a personal story from me from last month. I took my daughter out of school to homeschool her full time, and it felt like the biggest decision that I could ever have made. It was years and years and years of programming. You know, I went through school, my mum went through school, my nan went through school, you know, my partner went through school. This is what people do. People go through the schooling system. Until one day I took a breath and I asked myself a question: am I making this harder than what it actually is? Let's think about this. You know, if it didn't work out, she could go back. I made sure that I looked through all the guidelines. I made sure that I understood what it was that I was doing. The pros outweighed the cons. And when I finally sent that email, as you can hear, she's so much happier. And that's not me saying that if you have children that you have to take them out of school. What I am saying is that I made a mountain out of a molehill. So although you might be thinking it's easier said than done, actually it's easier done than said. Because when you're speaking about something and you're thinking about something, you're overthinking it, it becomes more of a problem. And it's not. So question everything. Question what is really not working for you at the moment, and let go of anything that doesn't serve you. So I'm just going to, she just came in then. It's lunchtime, so we're going to get this done. Yeah, so I'm going to pull one more from this this pack. What else do we need to know to keep motivated, keep this fire burning, and take us towards the path of our most joy and away from resistance? You know, with the path of least resistance through the month of April, in the season of Aries, with that passion, with that leadership, with that fire. What do the collective need to know? I'll never pull a card. I'll only ever wait until the card pops out the pack. And if it doesn't come out, that's when I move on to another pack, because I know there's not a message in here that I'm going to be able to decipher. I'm so used to them popping out the pack. There we go. Nourishment. Water your garden. Makes me think of the saying, the grass isn't always greener, which is really interesting because that can be seen as a contrast to the everything unaligned must go. And I think what this is a reminder that if, for example, you are thinking about leaving a relationship, you're like, oh, this relationship doesn't serve me anymore. You know, we've not been getting on. It's absolutely rubbish. I need to walk away from it. That's my path of least resistance. You know, maybe I'm overthinking this, and it's easier to be done than said. Before you make that decision around something like that, have you done everything that you can to unlock the joy in those current relationships? Going back to the school situation, the reason why I was able to get to a stage where I was thinking, oh, no, this just doesn't work for me anymore, is because there was nothing that was ticking the boxes. And I tried it, I kept trying it, I kept still putting Aoife back into school throughout these last year, you know, through these difficult times. But there was more and more things that was coming out that was just red flags, like, this is never going to be what works for you in this moment right now. But we did try. Does that make sense? Like, we didn't make a rash decision. We still tried to nourish that aspect. So this kind of water your garden, yes, it's about making sure that you are getting enough water and getting enough rest and you know, looking after yourself, but in conjunction with this card of everything unaligned must go, please make sure that before you do let anything go, that you know that you've given it your all. You know that you've watered it. I had a previous relationship where I was married, and I remember telling my member of my family, telling my uncle that what had been going on. And I remember just wanting to stay in that relationship, and him saying, you know, I know that they say the grass isn't always greener, but where you are right now, it's black. And it was. There was no saving that relationship. Whereas a relationship that I'm in now, you know, we've been through hard times, but I made the choice to nourish that relationship. We got closer lockdown, and now I'm just so grateful that I have that relationship. So, and that makes me feel really good saying that. So I feel like that was really a strong message that needed to come through there. And I'm just going to pull one more card, which I'm going to pull it through my Angels and Ancestors cards pack from Kyle Gray. It's a beautiful pack of cards. The final card here. Who is it that's supporting us during April for this new level of leadership? You know, this new level of taking ownership of our lives. That's what this is all about. It's about taking ownership. We've given away so much of that, I think, over our lifetime, but definitely over the last year. So that's how are we going to take ownership, and who's going to support us in that? Who's going to support? Coming in again. That's a beautiful thing about homeschooling, isn't it? You know, sorry, my cards keep falling straight on my floor. The Stag, trust and thrive. Perfect card. Absolutely perfect card. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Stag, look at that. How is that? Like, how perfect is that as a card for leadership? Trust yourself. Trust your decisions that you're making throughout the month of April. Surrender to them. Remember that whatever it is that you put out there into the ether, whatever it is that you ask your guides for, whatever it is that you really desire, and it's in total alignment with that feeling of abundance and this is what I want and I'm ready for that next level, put it out there. If you have acknowledged it, if you have nourished it and you make a decision, that's got to go. That's not in alignment with me anymore. Trust that you are going to thrive with those decisions. And that's it. I hope that helps you throughout the month of April. Beautiful cards that have come up there. Very empowering. Absolutely love it. And I will see you next month.